Welcome back. That was the first day cover. We're now going to take a look at the second day, which is the Wednesday. And this one is the RSA Chase. We haven't seen Polli since the 29th of December. It was better the last time I saw you. But, I mean, do we think it's a worthy favourite?
Yeah, I think he's done nothing wrong at all, has he? He's done everything right. Everything that he could do right, he's done, and he's done it well. So, for me, he is a worthy favourite.
I have to agree. Sorry, he warrants to being that price because he has done everything. Not only he's done it well, but I think someone else should be the clear favourite in this.
Ooh.
Who do you think then, Joe?
Should we get to that stage yet or not?
Yeah. Well, just let's hear. Who do you think should be the?
Coneygree should be the clear favourite for this.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I agree totally.
What about the ground? Hang on. What about the ground?
I don't care about the ground.
You don't care. You don't think that good fast ground is going to see a different horse.
I think.
You don't think the racing one fell apart around him.
No, I don't.
I think
really
he made
don't.
it fall apart.
Yeah,
though.
that's the thing.
You think the jumping?
I think he ran them into the ground. He ran and jumped them into the ground, and he made them make mistakes, and he didn't make a mistake, and that was why he won.
And I think it's very similar to last year when everyone questioned Coneygree all the time, didn't they? So, the race fell apart.
Yeah.
It was, horses didn't perform and
Don't get me
whatever.
wrong, when he
and he went off
stepped
at
up
7-2
into
on the day. Look, I'm not the connections of Coneygree, and they may well go for the Gold Cup. But I mean, this horse to me is £8 to £10 better than anything in this race, in my view. And I'm with Joe. I honestly believe if it's a no run and no bet, what was the price?
You've got a
No one and no
mix
bet. You're
across the
looking at
board.
7-2. Non-one and no bet.
Is that all sort as that?
Hills you can get 11-2, but that's not non-run and no bet, so you
That's
might
when you
lose
take
your
your
money, you know.
Right, okay.
But you know, it depends. If you're the Bradstocks, you go into your William Hill and you put your bet on, don't you? Because you know you're going to be running there.
Yeah,
but if you think the horse is that good, why would you go for the RSA? Why wouldn't you take your chances?
Because as a novice, you know, you can look at it and go, right, it's got a few more years to make to a Gold Cup.
Have you though? Yeah,
Well, they certainly have.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
I mean, in my notes, I've written very talented horse, has a great chance here if they don't ruin him and take him to the Gold Cup. Because I honestly think they will. If they run him in the Gold Cup at his age as a novice, I think that'll be it.
Well, we spoke about this earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the Gold Cup does ruin horses.
Yeah.
You know, there's no shadow of doubt
And
about
he
that.
doesn't.
pretty attritional.
It's 41 years since. Oh, there you go. A little stat for you. 41 years since a novice won the Gold
How
Cup.
many have tried it?
41 years.
41
wow.
years.
How many have tried it?
Sam, I don't know the
There you
answer.
go then.
There's 41, but it's 41 years since someone won that.
Well, find out how many have tried it, Pete, 'cause then that stat might be more relevant.
I mean, I would imagine Connections will be very tempted to go the Gold Cup route.
I think they'll be greedy.
They'll be greedy and be very foolish. I hope you're not watching.
I'll defend Connections then and say, if the trainer agrees that it's the right thing to do, then that's great. My concern is the ground, though. I do think if it gets by Friday, it could be really dry. Well, not fast ground, but you know what I mean.
We're not on Friday though. We're on Wednesday.
That's what I'm saying for the Gold Cup, though.
So don't
Oh,
go
right, for the Gold Cup. Sorry.
I would be more, and I get all your points. You're all being very sensible. I'm being a bit of a dreamer here. And the only thing is, I would say I'd be quite put off by the presence of King's Palace in this race. Another horse that at one stage this season, I saw Connections possibly muting an entry to the Gold Cup until sort of the latter stages of the year.
Until they saw sense.
Yeah, and I like the horse a lot.
Won 5 times at Cheltenham.
It's unbeaten over fences. Am I
But
right?
what has he beat?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And
last run was.
I mean, he beat one
schooling.
horse last time out. I mean, for me, he's the lay of the festival.
Ooh.
I
Talking
think.
about King's Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's largely unexposed, really.
he is, but when you put him in a big field that he's going to face here, I think he'll just crumble.
Fell in the Albert
Yeah.
Bartlett last
It
year.
did, yeah.
And
felt he
if
was
you look back at that
exhausted.
Newbury race, I mean, it was 2 to 13, and I think it was either the third from home. I'm sure it was the third from home.
He didn't
It
jump.
made a really bad
Yeah.
mistake.
And if he does that at Cheltenham, then he'll be there for
Race
the
over,
taking.
yeah.
And
It's one-
especially if he leads as well.
Which
It's one of
Scoot
his
will
last
probably
back.
do with the horse.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, that's his sort of style. And yeah.
Sam, it's won his last 3 novice races, you know. So
Well, he
I
has a
have
chance.
to-
He definitely
yeah.
has a chance.
I think he's
Sure,
about-
I really like King's Palace,
I
actually.
think 5 to 1's
Do you?
about.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
5 to 1's.
I'm with Fatty in this
No.
one.
I think
okay.
5 to 1's about the right price, though. I don't.
Isn't
I should
it
be- I
gone
should be
down to-
10s.
I think it's at
It
4.
should be 10s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lady
absolutely.
10s.
No, because of
Lady
last year,
Tens.
it was all hyped up, and then I think there was a blood count that was wrong, definitely was something wrong with the horse. I mean, it fell in the Harbour Bound, it drifted on the day as well. I take Hatty's point that every time it's run at Cheltenham, it's run against 2 or 3 opponents. It's run 4 runner races or 5 runner races.
Yeah.
It's not David Pipe's fault, though.
This won't be a 3 or 4 runner race, and we've got to talk about the other one in this race, the Young Master, who's a horse that I don't fancy, but I've seen obviously the progression. We saw win the Badger Owls and disqualified from that. Where do you sit with the Young Master, Sam?
I like the horse. Barry's booked again, I'm right in thinking as well, which is obviously a fantastic plus point for Neil Mulholland, who's got not a huge string, but he seems to be doing very well with them. I can't put anyone off, and if he was trained by somebody else, this is the old age argument. What price have we got on there at the moment, Joe? Sevens. I reckon you'd be a few points short if that horse was trained by one of the bigger trainers.
The only thing
in the UK.
is, if you put the comparison with Ublon de Sobo, the horse was beaten, and I think it was getting 16 pounds from the Venetia Williams horse when winning by 2.5 lengths, and then Coneygree beat it, and I think there was only a pound between them. So Coneygree on those ratings comes out about, do a quick calculation, probably about 14 lengths better.
Well, if he does go for the RSA, then I think he's gonna beat King's Palace because he's going to challenge him for the lead, and I think it's King's Palace will crumble for that. And everything else in the race, he's a better horse than.
The Young Master is definitely going for this race.
Which is why I would choose the Young Master instead, because I think he's got a lot of scope to improve as well. We don't actually really know how good he is yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
And this is a great opportunity for him, and he's won round Cheltenham before.
Sound investment, gave the form a little boost at the weekend as well. You know, I must say, of all the races I've looked at, I like Don Polli, but I probably will not be diving in head over heels on this race. I think it's going to be a really good one to watch, and if the market principles come to the fore and they all stay in this race, and you know Coneygree gets a little bit of cut in the ground, I don't think the horse won't necessarily win. Well,
Cheltenham have already said that they will water.
Yeah.
You know, if it becomes good, and they're not going to make. I mean, they definitely won't have firm in the description. They're good to firm.
No.
It'd be good to soft.
Yeah.
Maybe yield him.
That's always what happens.
Be on the faster side of soft, definitely.
Yeah.
I think this potentially this could be one of the hottest races coming out of Cheltenham. Looking maybe a couple of years ahead. Yeah, future form. You could easily have Gold Cup winners. I'm talking more than one out of this in the next 5 to 10 years. Well, in the next few years coming out of this. I think Coneygree is the best horse in the race. I think Timeform have him rated better than Denman as a novice.
Would you take 7 to 2, no run and no bet?
Or
11 to 2 without the no run and no bet?
Neither. Wait for the day. Wait for the day.
I'd happily take 7s on the Young Master.
Yeah.
I really think he's a horse on a big upward curve.
Okay.
Especially if Coneygree then goes to the Gold Cup, suddenly that price will be halved again.
Southfield Theatre beat Melodic Rendezvous at Exeter. Paul Nicholls definitely going to take this one to RSA, but do we think that's good enough?
I don't think so personally. I think, just going back to Don Polli, I think, he's got a lot under the bonnet, very responsive horse. The price that he's at.
Yes.
You've got Yankees and Goliaths on Willie Mullins. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Big Willie Mullins fan, yes.
Yeah.
With Southfield Theatre, I was listening to an interview with Sam Twist and Davis last night. He's quite confident. He thinks the good ground's going to bring out a lot, or better ground will bring out a lot of improvement. And everyone seems to be using this line. I've used it 5 times already this show. But people think this good ground's going to change a lot of this winter form that we've seen.
So by King's Theatre.
But
and he's also never run badly at Cheltenham.
Which is a big plus.
Always run well.
I love
there.
Cheltenham form.
And he's consistent.
I do as well.
Looking back through it.
I take your point, but last year the ground was far heavier than what it was this year. I mean, it's been heavy, but it's not, nothing compared to last year where it was bottomless.
Yeah, it was very
You've had
boggy.
quite a lot of softish ground, but you haven't had heavy ground. And a lot of the form last year was thrown out the window a little bit. I think the form matches up. In this particular race, RSA Chase, is there anything else that we've not mentioned that you think is worth a mention, Sam?
Do you know what? I think we've covered the principles, and I do think it's going to be something.
And this race will cut up quite a bit, I think, as well.
I like Don Polli a lot, but for me, if you nail it to the Master, go for the Young Master.
Joe?
Young Master for me.
Right.
Even though Coneygree is the best horse in the race, but the way things are at the moment, I'd back
Too
the
much
Young
of a
Master.
risk that it's not going to turn out.
So Young Master for you.
Yep.
Likewise.
It's going to be across the board. Young
Wow.
Master.
7-1 winner.
Interesting, yeah.
What about you?
Exactly.
I'm going to go for Mullins.
I haven't quite decided yet, because I do think King's Palace has got a great chance, and the best chance for David Pipe actually at the festival there.
Right, okay.
King's Palace.
Sorry, Joanna. Can't have it. I agree with Hattie. I think it's the lay of the festival, King's Palace. Absolutely no chance at all.
Okay.
That's just my view. That's what it's all about. That's what we're trying to do on this show, is trying to give everyone an opinion. I'm with you on the Young Master. I just don't think... I think Coneygree, look, connections. If you're going to go for a race over Cheltenham, go for this one, because I think you win it. So it'd be Coneygree.
Young Master, Mulholland and Geraghty, 50% strike rate. They've got 2 rides together next week. One's going to win.
Right, yeah. I mean... I get your point about the young master. I don't think we got to the bottom of the improvement in the horse. I do get that, but I can't with the Venetian William horse in terms of the form and connection to the last run. Coneygree does, young master's going to have to improve a lot, maybe a stone, and that's the question mark. Can it?
Yeah,
I think he can.
Okay, right. Well, people looking back will go, what an idiot that Pete was. Those three guys sitting on the panel were really good.
King's Palace.